Good morning, it's the 9th of May. It's actually midday rather than morning. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to walk, but I'm going to head uphill. So come along for a bit of a hike if you wish to do so. What a beautiful day. So amazingly, the Bath Road wall still stands. Some more debris down at the base a bit where it's coming loose. Buckling in the middle. It has been reported multiple times to Island Road, so quite surprised this section is still considered safe. My calves really are feeling achy after yesterday's football. I gather the aching is a good thing. Don't think I'd be digging into this very friable chalk if I was the owner of this place, but it's what it is. It's up on a zigzag now, heading uphill. There's a black-capped sub-singing just in there. That shut him up. Just checking these sycamores for any migrant spotted flycatchers or willow warblers, anything like that, but bit late in the day really, they would have moved on by now I think. You never know though. Go up towards St Albans Church, then go up the top section of St Albans Steps to the Chippy I think. As I said, I didn't really have a plan for this walk, apart from uphill and then downhill, hopefully. Chiff Chaff singing away. What is that, Californian poppy is it? Not sure. It's rather lovely. Little garden escapee. It's great that this church, St Albans Church, allows the wildflowers to bloom in their churchyard. Unfortunately, St Catherine's Church, they mow them all off now. They used to leave them. Used to be lovely at St Catherine's Churchyard, but sadly no more. I'll ask them again if they could leave a few areas unmown. Actually never been up these steps, even though it's my hometown. And I used to live just above here in a house. I've never been here. Love the fleabane iridium, is that what the Latin name is? Seeded along the wall. Be lots of oxeye daisies flowering soon. Hopefully I can get through this gate. It's remarkably quiet, this road. No wonder there's very few people down actually getting as far as Ventnor Bay, despite the fact it's all completely open. That crow's got a slow worm in its beak. Carrion crow eating a slow worm. Doesn't really help having massive buses coming up and down, especially having a car park right there. Or sorry, a bus stop right there. Not ideal. Yeah, they're opening up a bit more of these cracks since they put some tarmac in. I'm going to go down this way and go into Old Shoot Field. Have a look at some different views. Opened up a bit more since they put the tarmac in. Let's go up this way, I think. Cow parsley, that's what it is. It's white umbella. Can't believe how long I've forgotten that name for. So still now. I've got the Boya microphone on, but I don't think I need it because there's not really any breeze. But, I have a new device on order, a new videoing device, which is quite exciting. Thank you, Mike, and everyone else for incredibly generous support to enable me to get that piece of kit. But can't wait for that to arrive in about a week, hopefully. And it has a nice microphone kind of system, which should make the sound quality a little bit better. What a beautiful day. So loads of red kites along the south coast heading west down into Cornwall yesterday. I think there were 7 or 8 over Ventnor, possibly more than that, and hundreds along the Fleet in Dorset, around Abbotsbury, etc. Just all going through, dispersing. They must be on the cusp of properly colonising the Isle of Wight now. Been a long time coming really, but a combination of the Solent and just other habitat they've not yet fully kind of saturated, means their kind of arrival on the island has been pretty slow. But the last 4 or 5 years, red kites have been much more frequent. Passing through Ventnor, they don't hang around. They just migrate through or disperse through as a small copper butterfly. Very briefly. Yeah, so hopefully we'll have lots and lots of red kites in a decade or so. Be interesting to see how common they become on the island. They're quite into their carrion, so the game shoots we have in the middle of the island will probably draw them in. Free supply of dead pheasants and red-legged partridges. Right, I'm going to walk up through towards Coombe Bottom, I think. Let's go up this way. Tell me what you think of my clips. Should I record a lot of this kind of walking along, or should I do what I've been doing in the last couple of videos, which is standing in one place and scanning around, do more of this kind of shots where I'm scanning along and you're not getting me bobbing up and down. I've said it again, that bobbing up and down thing. That'll be resolved soon. So do you prefer kind of still shots like this where I'm just moving around, or do you mind me walking along and talking? The books tell me to do less walking along and talking and more shooting from one place, but with various angles. Once I get my new system, I'll be able to do that more, because they'll have a little, well, it's a gimbal with a stand on it, a tripod stand. Yeah, hello. There's the cattle in this field, which is good to see. I preferred it when this was managed as a hay meadow, but it's fine like this. You're going to come and say hello. Do you like cows? Basically, you're an oryx, aren't you? You're an oryx, for sure. Probably going to stamp on me now. They seem very friendly, which is good. I know how to manage cattle because I used to do it. I used to volunteer with the RSPB in Elmley Marshes in Kent for a while, which involved moving cattle around, and they're very easy to stop charging at you. You just flap your arms around a bit, they back off and run in the other direction. They're inquisitive cattle, whereas those in Cambodia, the wild versions, the Banteng, and in the wetter evergreen forest, Gower, they're skittish. They just leg it when you get anywhere near them. Did some field work on those, looking at tiger prey availability. That was fun, actually. It was a fun part of my life. There is another video which I'm about to post on my backstory, which I very, very briefly go through my kind of background, because I'm conscious I've never done that before. And some of you may be interested, who knows. So just coming around towards Coombe Bottom now. I think this is officially my favourite place on the Isle of Wight, because it's absolutely stunning. Later in the year, well, in the next few weeks, it comes into its own. Chalk grassland, all the flowers start to emerge from now onwards, really. It's a bit early still, and the weather hasn't been ideal. It's been a bit cool to draw the flowers out, but yeah, there's a highly competitive competition between Purbeck and the limestone grassland there, and these chalk grasslands on the Isle of Wight, as to which is my favourite landscape. And I think these chalk grasslands around Ventnor win over Purbeck. I know Lulworth Cove and all those kind of areas are beautiful, but they're also incredibly busy, whereas here it isn't. Here it's a lot quieter and more peaceful. If the Solent wasn't there, or if some nutter built a bridge or a tunnel allowing loads more cars to flood over, then it would be a very different place. It would be much more busy. But the Solent does provide a bit of friction, discouraging people from coming over, which is good in some respects and not so good in others. I think the balance is probably about right. Rather than having a tunnel and a road bridge over the Solent, I'd rather have a lower cost ferry service, far lower cost ferry service. It's the most expensive per mile crossing in Europe, which is ludicrous. So I'm going to take this microphone off so I can hear the bird song better. There's not much, to be honest, but there is a whitethroat singing. What a cracking view. There's Ventnor, I can see Devonshire Terrace, mid-frame now, where I often walk. Let's try and zoom in if I can. Actually, there's Devonshire Terrace and Salisbury Gardens to the right of it. And just mid-screen now is the Rex building, what used to be the Rex Cinema, and now is a little used, generally completely unoccupied load of flats. It's kind of weather where I'd hope to hear a bee-eater fly over, or a little group of bee-eaters. There's one somewhere in Dorset today. Again, there's been a few around. Prime time. Obviously they bred on the Isle of Wight a few years ago, so we live in hope they may breed again. So if anyone comes to Ventnor, come to Coombe Bottom, come here. So you can park up at the top, you can drive up down lane, is that what it's called? The little road leading up onto the top, onto the summit of the downs here. You can drive up there. There are little gravel free car parks, ample parking really. National Trust little gravel car parks, you can park there and then just walk either around the kind of the rim of this valley up the top there, or you can just drop down. It's all fully open to the public. And as you can probably see, there's nobody here. It's incredibly peaceful. excuse me, there's the old, what used to be a railway station, Ventnor Station. The tunnel at the left end. It's now an industrial estate. Plenty of space in there to bring the railway back in. The tunnel's still perfectly intact and usable according to a feasibility study, so that needs to be done if the roads are going to be constantly closed and opened and closed. Like Leeson Road is still closed. I don't think that's ever going to open again, but we'll see. Either way, I think the business case for restoring the railway is pretty strong now. The southern water infrastructure that's using the tunnel is very narrow gauge as far as I can make out, so there's space in there. There ought to be space in there for some sort of light rapid transport system, even if it's purposefully designed for the tunnel, the space available. There should at least be a quick feasibility study. I mean, they've already done one, or they did a cost-benefit analysis a couple of years ago, which found the ratios for this scheme to be favourable as far as I could make out, and another route, another railway restoration connecting into Newport to not be as favourable economically. And they lumped the two together, and that skewed the cost-benefit ratio to an unfavourable sort of ratio. And the schemes were never progressed. You need to separate them out really and consider this one on its merits. If anyone's listening that knows more about the work that was done a couple of years ago, government gave some money to Isle of Wight Council, but if you know any more about the work that was done, and you can correct me on any of the details, please do so in the comments section below this video, and subscribe and like the video as well. And thanks, somebody yesterday, sorry I can't remember your name, which is very rude, but somebody sent me a super thanks, £9.99. That's incredibly generous. Thank you very much. Anyone can do that, so if there's a video you particularly like, then you can make an individual donation to that particular video by pressing the thanks button, which is near the like and dislike button. But please just enjoy the videos, because it's not an expectation from my point of view. But thank you for people that are supporting me in that way. It means a lot. There's a small copper there, is it? Or is it a skipper? I think it's a skipper actually. Yeah, it must be a skipper. The way it's holding its wings, it is a small, or it's a skipper of some sort. Maybe the butterfly I saw earlier was a skipper as well. Might be a bit early for small copper. Tell me in the comments section if you know about butterflies, whether it's the right time for them. Sorry about the clonking up and down. These steps are a bit uneven, shall we say. Well, I'm out of the breeze now, so I'm just going to use the phone microphone. Right, I'm going to be branching out. I have to be in Ventnor during the day at the moment, so I can't really go further afield, but I will be. Rest assured, I'll be doing videos from the rest of the island. Several people have put in some requests for new areas to be recorded, so I'll certainly be doing that. And if you have particular areas you want me to look at, let me know in the comments section to any of the videos. I see all those comments as they come in, so it doesn't matter where you put comments, but feedback is warmly received from me. So what can I hear? Robins. There's a blackbird in the background. A bus. Is that I think that's an animal tunnel rather than a new crack. Yeah, pretty sure that's an animal tunnel that's caved in. There's a mouse there. Well, there's a vole, bank vole, missed him unfortunately. Anyway, that's where the railway station used to be, just down there. Those two bees, as I mentioned earlier, actually seen or heard in Hampshire, so they probably went over the Isle of Wight to get there. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are two books that I've written. One, Bird Watching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlett's Tea Room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these two little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor and you should find them.